Before the jokes, before the sandwiches, before the goofy running through hallways and doors, there was something strange about Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Something unsettling hiding beneath the humor. The show looks simple. A group of teenagers and their talking dog traveling in a van, solving mysteries involving ghosts, monsters, and haunted places. But if you look closer, the world of Scooby-Doo is far darker than it first appears. Because the real horror in Scooby-Doo was never the monsters. It was the people behind them. Think about where most Scooby-Doo mysteries happen. Abandoned mansions, empty amusement parks, deserted towns, lonely swamps, closed mines, old castles. These are not lively places. They are places left behind. When Joe Ruby and Ken Spears created the show in 1969, they built a world that feels strangely isolated. In almost every episode, the environment is quiet. Too quiet. Streets are empty. Buildings are decaying. Something always feels off. And that eerie atmosphere creates a subtle tension that many viewers never noticed as children, because the setting itself feels like a ghost town. At first glance, Scooby-Doo seems like a classic supernatural mystery. Ghost pirates, phantom knights, creepy witches, glowing skeletons, terrifying creatures hiding in the dark. But every episode ends the same way. The monster is never real. It's always a person in disguise, someone pretending to be something terrifying. And when the mask comes off, the truth is revealed. The monster was human all along. This pattern might seem repetitive, but it carries a powerful message. The real danger in the Scooby-Doo world isn't supernatural evil. It's human deception. In Scooby-Doo stories, the villains always have a plan. And that plan usually depends on one thing: fear. They create monsters to scare people away from something. Maybe they want to hide stolen treasure. Maybe they want to keep people away from land they're secretly using. Maybe they want to manipulate others for money. But the strategy is always the same. Create something terrifying, and people will run away. Fear becomes a weapon. And this reflects something very real about human behavior. Throughout history, people have used fear to manipulate others. Fake threats, false dangers, illusions designed to control what people believe. In Scooby-Doo, the villains are constantly exploiting that instinct. Because when people are scared, they stop asking questions. One of the most iconic moments in every episode is the unmasking. The monster is caught. The mask is removed. And suddenly, the terrifying creature becomes an ordinary person. A businessman, a caretaker, a scientist, someone who looked harmless. This moment is more than just a plot twist. It represents something deeper, the idea that people can hide their true intentions behind a mask. The monsters in Scooby-Doo aren't creatures. They are identities people create, disguises designed to manipulate the world around them. And the message is surprisingly unsettling. Sometimes the scariest thing isn't a monster. It's realizing that the monster is human. Another strange detail about the show is the constant traveling. The group is always moving, driving from one mystery to another in the mystery machine, rarely staying in one place, almost like they're searching for something, or maybe running from something. They arrive in strange towns where something mysterious is happening, solve the mystery, and then leave. It gives the series a strange feeling of wandering through a world filled with hidden corruption, where every quiet place might be hiding a secret. Look carefully at who solves the mysteries. Teenagers: Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and their dog, Scooby. Adults exist in the show, but they're often suspicious, or incompetent, or even the villain. The people in power are frequently the ones causing the problem, and the responsibility of uncovering the truth falls to young people. This theme appeared in many shows during the late 1960s, a time when younger generations were beginning to question authority and traditional institutions. In a subtle way, Scooby-Doo reflects that cultural shift. It tells viewers something simple but powerful. Don't blindly trust what you're told. Investigate. Question. Look behind the mask. If you step back and look at the entire structure of Scooby-Doo, a pattern becomes clear. Every mystery begins with fear. Something terrifying appears. People panic. Rumors spread. The truth becomes unclear. Then the gang investigates. They gather clues, analyze evidence, and eventually expose the deception. This process mirrors something fundamental about how we understand the world. Fear creates confusion. Investigation reveals truth. Scooby-Doo, beneath its comedy, is actually a story about critical thinking. It teaches viewers not to accept frightening explanations without questioning them. And that lesson is surprisingly powerful for a children's cartoon. Even though the monsters are fake, Scooby-Doo still manages to feel eerie. The music, the shadows, the empty environments, the strange villains, the constant sense that something is wrong. All of these elements create an atmosphere that borders on horror. But the show never crosses fully into horror. Instead, it keeps things just mysterious enough to make viewers curious rather than afraid. And that balance is part of why the series became so iconic. So what is the real disturbing truth behind Scooby-Doo? It's not ghosts. It's not monsters. It's not supernatural curses. The disturbing truth is that every terrifying mystery in the show is caused by ordinary people. Greed, deception, manipulation. The villains exploit fear to control others. They hide behind masks. They use lies to protect their secrets. And the scariest realization is that this behavior exists in the real world too, which means Scooby-Doo was never really about ghosts. It was about human nature. The next time you watch Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Pay attention to the pattern, the empty places, the mysterious disguises, the fear used to manipulate others. Because once you notice it, the show feels very different. Not just like a cartoon, but like a lesson hiding inside a mystery. And sometimes the most disturbing truth isn't the monster you see. It's the person hiding behind the mask.